Okay, guys, here's the homework key to the problems you did last night. For question number 1, the rate at which rainwater flows into a drain pipe, that I circled in blue here. And it's asking us what is happening in the first 8 hours, so from hour 0 to hour 8. So we just do the integral from 0 to 8 of that function, and we got 76.57 cubic feet. Make sure you're in radian mode when you do that. Make sure that you put your numerator in parentheses, etc. For part B, how much rainwater is in the drain at 8 hours? Well, if I want to know how much is there at a given moment, I have to know how much I started with, add how much came in, and subtract how much drained. So 30 gallons is what we started with. That's in green. In blue, I do the amount of water that flowed in, which I actually found in part A. And then I subtract how much drained. But if you'll notice, the drain is a different function. How much water drains is given to us as d of t. So we put that in our calculator, and we end up getting, when we do all the math, 48.54 gallons are still in that drain pipe. For question number 2, this is a similar one. It's all about accumulation. In this case, it's kind of silly. There's an accumulation of bananas on a display table in a grocery store. So what we have here is we've got the red rate, which is how quickly customers remove the bananas. And what's interesting about this one is the customers start removing the bananas as soon as the store opens. So at hour 0, when the store opens, they start removing that until 12 hours later when the store closes. However, there is an employee of ours that starts adding bananas back at a certain rate, but that employee, and this is important, doesn't start adding bananas until hour 3. So actually for the first 3 hours, there's bananas that are being taken, but none that are being put back on. And then from hour 3 to hour 12, bananas are being taken by customers and replaced by the store employee. We want to know how many there are at hour 8. So how many did we start with? Well, we started with 50 pounds. That's in the very beginning of the question here, stated in the question. How many were added? Well, we start adding, look at the numbers there, the limits here are important. We start adding bananas at hour 3, and we were going until time equals 8, not till the end of the shopping day. And then how many were taken? Well, people start taking those bananas at hour 0 and continue to take them till hour 8. When we calculate this, we do all the math in our calculator. We end up getting 23.34 pounds. Finally, for our last question, question number 3, this is about fish entering a lake. So fish are entering a lake by that E of t function. They are leaving the lake by that L of t function. So for part A, how many fish enter the lake? Well, if I'm just looking for how many fish entered the lake, I really only care about that blue function there, right? It's just how many entered. Make sure that you put your whole numerator in parentheses here. If you don't do that, you'll probably get the wrong answer. Make sure you're in radian mode and round up to the nearest whole, or round to the nearest whole number. In this case, 153 fish entered the lake in the first 5 hours. Part B changes our limits. If there were exactly 100 fish in the lake at midnight, how many fish were in the lake at 8 a.m.? So again, it's the total. It's how many we started with. We started with 100. We add a certain amount, which we added 202.971 fish. Obviously, there's no such thing as 0.971 fish. And then we subtracted from that the red function. Make sure when you put this in your calculator that all of that is in the numerator. I shouldn't say numerator. In the exponent, 2 to the 0.1 t squared, so exponent. Make sure the exponent is correct. We lost around 122 fish, so altogether we gained, or we have a total of about 181 fish. So we gained about 81 fish over that interval. Hope that helps, guys. Have a good day.